Hi everyone, I'm Kamila and you're in my honest kitchen, a safe space for imperfect cooking and imperfect living. And today we're going to make something that will make those special days, you know which days, ladies, slightly less murderous and slightly less hated, if it is possible, of course. And if there are any men watching us, I dare you to stay. You might learn a couple of new things about us and about why chocolate disappears so quickly on some certain days of the month. When those days hit, all I want is illegal levels of comfort. Something soft, something sweet, something fatty, and something slightly salty. So today I'm going to make the cinnamon rolls for the sweet part and some salted caramel for the salty and fatty part. You'll find all the ingredients in the description, so let's jump into the most challenging but yet satisfying process, making our dough. Let's start with melting our butter first. It's about 115 grams of butter here, so that it cools down slightly. Honestly, I usually never cook on day 1 or day 2 of these monthly festivals. I usually go full hibernation mode during these days. Zero movements, blanking burrito, and just scrolling my feed or reading a book. And if you see me moving, you're probably wrong and it's not me. Right, our butter is melted. Now we're gonna need about 240 milliliters of milk. I'm gonna use scales today all the time, but I will mention the cups in the description. 240. And we're going to warm it up for a little bit so that our yeast will feel comfy. Right, it's about 40 degrees Celsius, which is enough for us. Now we're gonna put our yeast just in here. I'm using instant yeast because I want the process to be slightly faster, but you can use active dry yeast or just fresh yeast, up to you. It just will take a little bit more time for fermenting and for raising the dough. And now we're gonna prepare all of our other ingredients. 560 grams of flour, 100 grams of white sugar, and 35 grams of brown sugar. Nice pinch of salt. Whisk it nicely. Now we're going to add our milk and yeast in here. Our butter, one large egg, here we go, and about a tablespoon of vanilla. Here we go. If you don't have a stand mixer, that's fine. I don't have it either. I just borrowed it from my friend in order to understand if it's much better, or I can use my hands as usual. I think we're done here. So you can see that the dough is tacky but not sticky anymore, doesn't stick to your fingers, so looks perfect. Right, looks something like this. Now we're going to prepare our separate bowl. A little bit of oil. Just spread it all over the bowl. And here we go. Turn it over a little bit so that all of the sides get some oil. Going to cover it. And that's it. Now we're going to leave it somewhere in a warm place, about like 25 degrees Celsius or somewhere around, and let it rise. It's gonna take about 1 hour, I believe, with instant yeast. And while our dough is rising, it's time to make our salted caramel. 130 grams of sugar and just 1 tablespoon of water. And let's put it on the heat. Our main goal now is to melt our sugar and to make it all this caramel and brownie color. Don't be afraid of making caramel at home. It's very easy and extremely delicious, I promise you. So we're just starting melting now. It's time to add our butter. Crucially important to have it room temperature, as the heavy cream as well. I'm going to load down the heat. Butter. Then mix it. And it's time for the cream. I'm going to put it little by little because it will start boiling. Oop. Yeah, like this. Be careful. Look at this beautiful color. And now it looks exactly how we want it to look. So now it's time to add the flavors. Nice pinch of salt. And I also will add some vanilla sugar. Really satisfying to watch this. And that's it. Our caramel is ready. So rich. Did you know that actually during those days our taste buds literally change? It's not a myth, I promise you. It's the hormones. They affect your brain so much that your body starts begging for something comfy and sweet and fatty. That's why I'm doing these cinnamon rolls with the caramel on top, because the sweet carbs boost your serotonin, well, you know, the hormone of the happiness. And our brain loves all this combination of warm, sweet and fatty during these days. So it's not a weakness, it's a biochemistry. Listen to your body. Now I'm going to blend it slightly so that it gets those smooth texture. Wish me luck. I do remind you that this blender is a weapon against humanity, so I will try to lower down the volume of it to spare your ears. And that should be enough. For now we need to cool it down. Look at this beauty. And now I want to toast some walnuts to put them on top. I'm going to chop them roughly first. Should use a bigger knife. Now we're talking. And this probably is going to be enough. I'm going to add some salt. Also, while we're waiting for our dough, it's time to make our filling. We need 110 of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of the main guest here, cinnamon. You probably would like to put one spoon and a half, but I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon, so I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Yep. And just mix it. Right, our filling is ready, and let's check how our dough is doing. And the dough is doing just fine. It's rised up and ready to be rolled into the rolls. What we're gonna do is to pinch it slightly, get rid of the bubbles. Something like this. It wasn't very gentle. Alright, I don't need to do lots of rolling here, so first I'm gonna spread it like this. Let's check it with professional tools. Not enough here, and here we overdone, so cut, for example, from here slightly. To add it to this part, we're cheating slightly, but this dough is so nice and it sticks to itself so easily and no one will ever know. That looks kind of perfect, so let's check. Here we have what we need, and here we have what we need exactly. Now we need to spread our soft butter all over the surface of our dough, and the butter should be as soft as possible without melting it in a microwave. So it should be something like this. Oh yeah. We're done here, and it's time for our main hero. Leave this edge uncovered, is going to be the end of our roll. Almost done. And done. Push it into our butter. And now we're ready to roll it. We will start from this long part. Should be tight, but not very much. Wow. I didn't expect myself to be so neat. I'm going to divide it each about 4 centimeters. In order not to smash the roll, I'm going to use a dental floss. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to stop here, and the rest of it I'm going to freeze, but just look at it. Wow, I know I said this space is for not perfect kitchen, but this time it turned out to be perfect for now. Let's see how it goes. And we're going to cover it again and let it rise one more time. I'm going to let those cuties to rest too, to rise up a little bit, and then I'm going to put them into the freezer and then defrost them when I want to bake them, for example, in the morning or something. I don't know where I'm going to find that big freezer though, but that's another problem. And now, while our rolls are resting and rising up, it's time to make a glazing. We're making cream cheese glazing, so we're gonna need 120 grams of cream cheese, room temperature, 30 grams of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Now we're going to mix it. And now it's time for our powdered sugar, 240 grams. Don't forget to preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. I'm going to use my weapon, so be careful. You can add a couple of teaspoons of milk, but my cream cheese is already not very fat and not very thick. You can do this if it's too thick for you. And our icing is ready. I like it to be like this, slightly liquid, so that it melts down like a waterfall over the bun. Speaking of the bun, we should check them. Probably they are already ready to go to the oven. Alright, they got puffed slightly more, and now they're ready to go. And of course, while our buns are baking, it's time for our traditional break, tea. As for me, the perfect pairing for cinnamon rolls is Earl Grey, because bergamot and cinnamon goes so fantastic. It's match made in heaven, I think. Or some green tea with mint, but I'm going with my favorite one. It's genmaicha, Japanese green tea with roasted rice. Can you imagine that? I mean, this is my favorite. I brought it from Japan, and probably it's sencha or banja in it, and some roasted rice. It looks something like this. There are also some roasted beans in there and some matcha. This handmade tea set I also brought from Japan, and everything is so nice and everything is just for me during these tough days. We're going to need something like this. This smell of roasted rice is unusual and very tasty. So relaxing. I can literally feel like all of my good mood just disappears. By the way, a word from man, if you're still here, of course. We are so angry and so dangerous, not only because of the cramps, well, mostly because of the cramps, of course, but also because of the hormones. Everything that keeps us stable, happy, relaxed, helps us sleep very nicely, that makes us confident. Everything just drops to zero. So basically, our brains just lose all the positive filters. That's why even sweet and innocent high can feel like a personal attack. But there is nothing personal. So no offense, guys. So it's time to see how our rolls are doing in the oven. Oh my god. Is it even legal to be that perfect? We're going to put half of our glazing right now so it melts all the way down. I'm going to put more glazing on it. An amazing and beautiful caramel. Salted walnuts. Ta-da! Right, let's try it. Oh, look at this. So soft. This is just absolutely amazing. One more thing to say: never weigh yourself during these days, because your body retains water, your face got puffy, and you feel bloated, your tummy feels bloated. If you see plus 2 kilos on the scales, don't panic. It's just temporary, and it's definitely not the cinnamon roll's fault. I'm going to enjoy my cinnamon roll, and you take care of your body, treat it nicely, and come back to my honest kitchen for more conversations and great recipes. Bye bye!